What's up, you guys? It's your girl Angela, and welcome back to my channel and to another girls night in. And girl, clearly I could not wait to film this video because the sun hasn't even fully set yet. It is barely nighttime, but I just could not wait to sit down and talk to you guys and vent and just have some us time, because you know we need that from time to time. My wine glass is already full, so if you are 21, feel free to grab your glass. If you're not, I'm not looking, and let's get into today's video. First of all, the way you guys have been harassing me about my glasses, if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen these frames a million times, so they need no introduction. But for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, and you should, all right? Well, we'll talk about that later. I am no longer gatekeeping, babes, because today's video is so kindly sponsored by GlassesUSA.com. By cutting out the middleman, GlassesUSA.com offers over 10,000 prescription glasses and sunglasses, including in-house brands like Muse and Amelia E, and designer brands like Ray-Ban, Gucci, and Oakley, and so many more, at up to 70% off retail prices. They also have a collection of blue light blocking lenses like the ones that I'm wearing right now, which is absolutely perfect for my career, because either I'm staring at a phone, a laptop, a desktop, a TV, or all four at the same time, and the blue light emitted from those devices would give me headaches, make me feel fatigued and not focused. So having blue light lenses is super important for me to stay focused and awake and alert and get my work done. And you might need them too if you're watching this video right now, because you are being exposed to blue light as we speak. And even if you don't work in social media, you can even work outside. These have anti-glare and UV blocking as well. What I also love about GlassesUSA.com is it's a completely risk-free shopping experience. They offer free shipping and returns and 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days. So you're not married to your lenses. If you order them and you hate them, just send them back and get your money back. Now, having so many options can be a blessing and a curse, because where do you even start? And eventually all the frames start to look the same, especially when you're looking online, which is why GlassesUSA.com has a quiz that only takes about 1 minute to determine what glasses would look best on you based on your needs and your face shape. And that's exactly what I used on the website. And once I narrowed down what I was looking for, I used the virtual try-on. These are actually from an in-house brand called Muse. They are these cat-eye black framed glasses. Like I said, I added the blue light lens. These are prescription. You can get them non-prescription as well. I am actually blind, so I need to wear them when I'm not wearing my contacts. The next pair I got is from another in-house brand called Amelia E. These are super cute too. These are more of a clear / pink frame. Very cute when I don't feel like being as bold with the black rimmed ones. The last pair I'm going to show you are from Ray-Ban, and I thought that these might be super cute to wear with like flannels and jackets, and for all of my fall winter looks when I feel like, you know, adding glasses as an accessory. But of course, I never make you pay a full price for anything, because what kind of big sister would I be? So go to GlassesUSA.com right now and get 65% off your first pair of frames. I know, 65%. I really outdid myself this time, sweetie. So click the links below in my description box to get this amazing offer. First of all, how stunning is this sunset? I cannot believe I live here. I am truly so blessed. I'm so blessed to have you guys as well. Sometimes I feel like a bad friend, because I feel like I'm always talking about myself and I never check in with you guys and see how you're doing. So normally I would tell you guys to subscribe to my channel and like this video, but all I want from you this time, I mean, subscriptions are always welcome, don't get me wrong, but I really want to know how you're doing, how you're holding up, how your holidays are shaping out to be. By the time this video goes live, Thanksgiving will have passed. So I hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. I know I'm about to have an amazing Thanksgiving. I'm cooking. I'm making all the fixins, okay? I had kind of an issue this morning. I actually use HelloFresh every year. I get their Thanksgiving box, and they accidentally sent me the recipe for beef tenderloin, which wouldn't be an issue because all the recipes are available online. But there's like a certain card that you get that's like the game day plan. So you're able to maximize your time instead of just making one dish at a time. It tells you what you need to start, like what you need to prep, when you need to prep it, when you need to put it in the oven. I need to make sure that everything is planned accordingly so I'm not cooking all day. And when I called the reps, they didn't really understand what I was talking about. And they kept on sending me links to recipes that I could have easily gotten online by myself when I really needed this game day sheet. So it was very, very frustrating. But at the end of the day, that is just an inconvenience, right? So I don't know if I'm pretty sure I talked to you guys about this before, but if you're new to my channel, I had this amazing English teacher in high school and this is the only thing that I remember throughout all my years of schooling, okay? And I went to school from kindergarten to my bachelor's. So I was in school for how many years? 12, 13, like 15. I was in school for like 18 years or something like that. And the only thing I remember is my little old English teacher, Mr. Groh. And the one thing that he taught me, and the one thing that anybody taught me, is to learn to differentiate problem or inconvenience. So whenever I'm going through something frustrating in my life, like what I dealt with this morning, I really analyze it and say, okay, is this gonna matter 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 5 months from now, 5 days from now? No, it's not. So this is just a minor inconvenience. Whereas a problem, like a family member getting cancer, or, you know, somebody passing away, or, you know, you having money problems or something like that, that's a problem that needs to be dealt with, and that deserves your time and attention. Whereas something like this doesn't, it's not even gonna matter tomorrow. So that made me feel a lot better, and hopefully that helps you get through some difficult situations in your life as well. I did ask you guys on Instagram what you wanted to talk about in today's video, what topics you wanted me to address and discuss, and pretty much you guys said the same thing. You wanted to talk about friendships, relationships, being single, the holidays, life updates. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of everything. And so I hope you have your wine ready, because I've been sipping mine. All right, I didn't wait for you. First and foremost, I cannot believe it's about to be 2023. Where did this year go? And I feel like between Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, like time goes by so fast. So I really wanted to sit down and like think about everything that I've learned this year, all the experiences I went through, and just really appreciate this year. This was the year of setting healthy boundaries. I feel like every year teaches me something different. This was the year that I set healthy boundaries and stuck to them, even if it meant saying goodbye to certain people. Because I truly feel like not everybody is meant to be in your life forever. There are some people that are, and that's amazing, and we cherish those people, but other people are just seasons, and we need to appreciate those people as well for passing through our lives and changing us for hopefully the better. And so I dealt with a lot of that this year with my romantic relationships. I also had a friendship breakup, and one of the topics that you guys wanted to discuss was friendships and maintaining friendships into my 30s and friendship breakups and all of that. The one thing that I've really learned about friendships in my life is that I'm a very low maintenance friend. So what I mean by that is, no, I don't want to go to Target with you every day. No, I don't want to see you every day. You won't even hear from me every day, okay? I am not the friend that's going to text you every single day. That's just not me. That's not who I am as a person. So when I meet these high maintenance friends, and there's nothing wrong with being a high maintenance friend. If you find other friends that are going to text you every day and call you every day and FaceTime you every day and do everything together, like I love that. If you love it, that is not who I am. So those types of people give me a lot of anxiety, and I just cannot be friends with them. It's nothing to do with them as a person. As a matter of fact, all the friends that I've made throughout the years, they've all been great, and I love them in their own way, but I cannot maintain that kind of friendship because it just gives me way too much anxiety. And I'm no longer trying to change that about myself. I am no longer trying to be that girl that goes out every weekend because, you know, I'm gonna regret it when I'm older, and like when I can't go out as much. No. I regret not staying home. When I'm out, I want to be home with my dog, with Nala. Like that's what I want to do. And so I just had this conversation with my best friend, Steph. We were talking about how we've been friends for like, at this point, it's been like 18 years or something like that. I keep saying 15, but I feel like I've been saying 15 years since I was 30, and I'm like 32 years old now. We've been friends since we took driver's ed in high school, and I'm 32 years old now. We were talking about how we've managed to maintain our friendship throughout the years, and we agreed that it came down to the fact that we can go date, or we would go days, weeks, or months without speaking, but once we did hang out again or speak again, it's like we just picked up where we left off. Now we're at the point where we do a voice note every single day and we see each other multiple times throughout the month, but it took over 15 years to get here. So I'm not going to find a friend right now and immediately jump into that right away, because it just takes me a long time to get to that place. But now I can't even imagine not voice noting her every single day. I'm also the godmother of her baby, so that's another added layer of this. I want to be present for my goddaughter and watch her grow and be there every step of the way, so that's a whole other thing. But like I said, it wasn't always like this. We started voice noting daily, or should I say she started voice noting me daily after my breakup in February 2021. I went through one of the toughest breakups I've ever been through in my life. It really took a toll on me, my mental and physical health. I was just not in a good place. And I'll never forget it. The day me and him broke up, she was like, if he's not gonna be your good morning text anymore, I'll be your good morning text. And then from that day on, she's voice noted me almost every single day. And that is a real mother one. So shout out to Steph. I don't even call her my best friend anymore. She's my sister. We are family. But obviously not all of my friendships have progressed that way. And I did experience a major friendship breakup this year that felt like a breakup. It felt like a death. It made me very, very sad. But I feel like sometimes it takes a while for somebody to really show you who they are. And that's exactly what happened in this case. There are two sides to every story. So I'm not about to bash her on the internet. I still have a lot of love for her, but she's a friend that was just a season in my life, and she no longer had a place in it after certain events transpired. Maybe I'll talk about it one day. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm just not in the business of putting everyone else's business out there anymore. I feel like it was different when I was on reality TV, because I felt like I owed you guys an explanation, because you guys would see me and my boyfriend on TV, and then by the time it aired and we were able to talk about the relationship, we weren't together anymore, and everyone was like, what happened, like give us the tea. Now I'm much more private in my life, but just like certain friends are seasons in my life, the same could be said for the relationships in my life. I have dated 3 people since me and the ex that you know. We broke up almost 3 years ago. Never looked back. Well, actually I did look back. We kind of got back together last year. We are no longer together, and I've dated 3 people since him. So when I post these TikToks talking about going back to my favorite ex, you guys automatically think it's him, because he's the only ex that you guys really know of, unless you've done your detective work, and a lot of you do. And I'm pretty sure you guys know at least 2 other exes that I have. Definitely 1. But I have other exes, and to be honest with you, my dating life post reality TV is a lot more interesting than what you guys saw on Ex on the Beach and The Challenge. Like, it's actually really lit right now because I'm dating high quality men now. They are of a different caliber, and I'm not talking about how much money is in their bank account. I'm talking about who they are as people. Because I used to think that a relationship would work if you love them and they don't cheat on you. That's like the recipe to have a perfect relationship, and that's just not the case. Sometimes you just have fundamental differences. So the 3 guys that I've dated since my ex have all been amazing, amazing men. And I have nothing bad to say about them. It just didn't work out. We had differences that either they or I couldn't get past, and we went our separate ways. I'm still friends with them, which says a lot. They didn't do me dirty. There was no cheating. There was no stealing. They didn't drain my PayPal account. It just simply didn't work out. But just like with the friendships in my life, I set healthy boundaries, and I also learned that communication is key for me. There are a lot of other things that I could negotiate, right? Like how tall they are, or where they live, or what they do. That really doesn't matter to me that much. And those are things that I'm willing to, you know, look past in certain situations. I, however, will not look past someone who has piss poor communication skills. And I have run across that as well. One thing about my camera is it's gonna overheat. So now that the sun is down fully, we could move the camera back. Why did my voice just do that? I was like back, like I'm going through puberty. Anyway, where was I? I think I was talking about my most recent ex. Yeah, so the guy that I dated most recently, he was so physically attractive. Like, I had never been so physically attracted to somebody in my life before. Like, the second I saw him, I was like, you're coming home with me. And so I followed him, saw that he was following me already, and then we just went from there, went on a date. But we had very different communication styles, and I knew that in the long run, it was not going to work. And in the beginning is always when it's the easiest. It's not gonna get any easier than that, because eventually you start making life decisions. It's no longer about what you're gonna eat for dinner. You're talking about where the kids are gonna go to school, where you're gonna move, where you're gonna buy a house, like life stuff. So if it's that hard in the beginning, sometimes you just have to bow out gracefully. Still think he's great, just not my person. And I really feel like I have not met my person yet. And what's really funny is I actually met him 2 years ago when I was dating somebody else. But I don't remember meeting him, because when I like somebody, I am laser focused on them. I do not see anybody else. I don't think anybody else is even attractive. Like, I'm all about my man. That's another thing that has made dating a little bit more difficult for me, because once I find somebody that I like, I don't date multiple people at the same time. I like to give myself fully to one person. So I know that if it doesn't work out, I tried my best. I put my best foot forward, and it simply did not work out. So once I end that situation and move forward, there's no looking back. And that's why it's so difficult for me to give dating advice, because A, I don't have a man. Who am I to tell you how to get one if I don't even have one myself? And B, I feel like it's almost unfair for me to tell you, okay, this is what you have to do to get this or do that, because all of our experiences are very different. Each relationship that we're in is very different. And for me to give umbrella statements, like a lot of people like to do on TikTok, like, you have to go on as many dates as possible, you have to date multiple people, you have to do this, you have to do that, it's just simply unrealistic, because we're all different. Dating is an art form. There's no mathematical equation that can get you from point A to point B. It's not black and white. There are many twists and turns that can take place, and just because something worked for me doesn't mean that it'll work for you, and vice versa. I could only share my experiences with you and tell you how I moved on and how I went about certain relationships, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that will 100% work for you, and it's like the most foolproof thing that you could possibly do. But speaking of which, I did get another question about moving on from a toxic relationship, and I love this question because for me, moving on from a toxic relationship is the same as moving on from any relationship, whether it's romantic, platonic, whatever it may be. I always do the same exact thing, and that is no contact, because you win either way. Once you go no contact, and I mean no texting, no calling, no looking at their social media, nothing, they don't exist to you anymore, a few things will happen. Either you'll forget about them. For me, that was the case most of the time. Out of sight, out of mind. And then before I knew it, I met somebody else, and that person was nothing but dust in the wind. Or two, they'll wind up coming back to you, which is what has happened to me as well. No contact in some situations has led to my exes coming back. And as a matter of fact, they almost always come back with no contact. So I just feel like if you could be strong in those initial first few days and weeks of no contact, you can make it through and you will get the result that you want no matter what. Not me making umbrella statements after I just told you that I wasn't gonna make an umbrella statement, but that has worked for me every single time with every relationship. So I definitely think that it's worth trying out. Stop entertaining your ex. If you are happy with having your ex in your life, where you guys are at, then so be it. If you're not, maybe it's time for no contact. Other than that, girl, some days I wake up and I feel like I know what I'm doing. I understand myself and life and all of that. I'm just so confident. And other days I wake up and I don't know what the I'm doing, which I think is normal. And we're all just going through the motions here. Especially hard for me during the holidays because my birthday is in October and then Thanksgiving is in November, December is Christmas, then New Year's. I feel like I'm hit back to back, and a lot of these holidays I spend by myself. This year I am completely single. Instead of looking for somebody temporary to fill in the void, for just right now, I'm choosing to spend my time with my family and friends that have been there for me through thick and thin. And that's how I'm going to move into the new year. Because I feel like that's one thing that I did wrong in past years. Like, I spent it with the wrong people and I set the tone for the entire year. This year, I'm gonna be sitting on my couch. I'm gonna be wearing a gown, but I'm gonna be sitting on my couch and counting down the new year with Nala. I quickly wanted to address my BBL video because I did get some questions about that, how I'm doing with my recovery and my scar. One thing that I don't like about my videos going viral, they tend to hit an audience that are not you guys and are mean-spirited people and just people that just don't belong in my channel and are not welcome on my channel. And that's kind of what happened with that video. A lot of people were saying, see, listen to her, guys. She's basically saying don't get plastic surgery. You can get that infection from the dentist. I so happened to get it during a BBL. If I can go back in time and not get the BBL, knowing what I was about to go through, I would not get it. But I wanted to raise awareness about the infection itself that you can get from hospitals, doctor's offices, minor surgeries, major surgeries. This was not a plastic surgery issue as much as it was an issue with the facility keeping a sterile environment, because it could have happened anywhere. As far as my scar goes, thank you guys so much for asking about me and my health and my scar. My scar changes every day. For the most part, it's pretty flat now because I've gotten a round of steroid injections in that area, which were super painful. So it kind of softened out the keloid and flattened it out. But some days I wake up, the scar's purple. Some days it's pink. Some days it looks like my skin. So that's just kind of been something that I've had to get used to. But I am happy, I am healthy, I am alive, and that is all that matters. And I think that is a good note to leave off on. It is now pitch black in here. I gotta turn some lights on and finish my glass of wine, but thank you so much for sitting and chatting with me. Don't forget to comment how you're doing down below. I still want to hear from you. I will be very interactive in the comments because I truly care about you guys. You guys have become my family as well, and I love you all so, so much. But before you go, don't forget to check my description box for links to glassesusa.com to get your first pair of frames for 65% off. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.